Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, our tolerance for certain people starts to vanish when we were younger? We had the energy to put up with all kinds of personalities, the nitpickers, the fault finders, the ones who could spot a problem in the middle of a perfect day. Back then, we thought it was just part of life. But with age comes a different kind of wisdom, and we realize that peace of mind is far more valuable than the ability to endure constant negativity. And let me be blunt, if there's one group of people you need to distance yourself from in this chapter of life, it's the chronic complainers. You know exactly the type. If the weather is warm, it's too hot. If it's cool, it's freezing. If they get served food, it's too salty, too bland, or not as good as the place they went last week. They can sniff out something wrong in anything, and the worst part? They never stop. Now, don't get me wrong, we all have off days. Life isn't perfect, and sometimes we need to vent. But there's a massive difference between occasionally expressing frustration and turning negativity into a lifestyle. Chronic complainers don't just share their feelings, they radiate gloom like a fog that seeps into every corner of the room. And if you're not careful, that fog will wrap around you before you even realize it. Sit down for a quick chat with them, and within minutes you feel your energy slipping away. They'll complain about their health, the government, their neighbors, their family, even things no one can change, like the past or the direction of the world. After a while, their words feel heavy, pressing down on you, making you see life through a dull, gray lens. Here's the real danger. Negativity is contagious. Spend enough time around them and you'll start focusing on what's wrong instead of what's right. You'll feel more frustrated, more bitter, less grateful, and gratitude is something you cannot afford to lose in your later years. Why? Because every day you wake up is a blessing. Every sunrise you see, every deep breath you take, every moment spent with someone who truly cares, that's a gift. But surround yourself with complainers, and you'll forget to notice those simple, beautiful moments. Instead of enjoying your morning coffee, you'll be thinking about how the world is falling apart. Instead of smiling at the sound of birds outside your window, you'll be lost in thoughts about how things used to be better. And instead of cherishing your time, you'll be wasting it, stuck in someone else's endless cycle of misery. Let's be clear, this isn't about abandoning friends who are going through genuine hardship. There's a huge difference between helping someone through a storm and letting someone's storm destroy your peace. If a person rejects every positive suggestion, clings to their misery like it's a prized possession, and refuses to find solutions, then you have a choice. Keep absorbing their poison, or protect your own peace. And trust me, in this season of life, you deserve joy, you deserve laughter, you deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you higher, not drag you down. If someone's presence leaves you feeling drained, if their words make you see the worst in life rather than the best, it's time to step away. Life is too short, especially now, to spend in the shadow of negativity. Fill your days with gratitude. Seek people who inspire you. Choose moments that make you feel alive. And if you ever catch yourself about to join in the complaining, pause and ask, do I want to spend my remaining years counting burdens, or counting blessings? That choice will shape the quality of your life more than you can imagine. And here's another truth that many people don't want to face as you get older. You must guard not only your time and energy, but also your money. Because if you don't, you'll end up surrounded by people who aren't here for you, but for what they can get from you. And make no mistake, financial leeches can be some of the most dangerous people to have around in old age. You've seen them before, maybe you even know a few right now. They arrive with warm smiles and kind words, telling you how much they love and appreciate you. But sooner or later, their true purpose slips out. They just need a little help. A small loan, a bit to get through this month. And at first, you think, why not? I care about them. If I can help, I should. But here's the trap. Once you say, yes, the first time, it rarely ends there. Financial leeches don't see your kindness as generosity. They see it as an open door. They come back, again and again, always with a new excuse, a new emergency, another reason they need your money. And the worst part? They'll make you feel like it's your duty to give it to them. They'll remind you of their struggles, their dreams, their setbacks. If guilt doesn't work, They'll switch to flattery, telling you how wise you are, how generous, how much they admire you. Not because they truly mean it, but because they know it makes you more likely to open your wallet. Before you know it, you're not just helping, you're funding their lifestyle, paying for their bad decisions, and covering for their irresponsibility. We just talked about how financial leeches can drain your resources and your spirit. Now, here's the thing. The moment you finally say, no, the moment you draw that line and protect yourself, their attitude changes. Suddenly, you're the selfish one. Suddenly, they don't have time for you anymore. And that's when the truth hits hard. They were never truly there for you at all. Don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with helping people who genuinely need it. If someone you love is truly struggling, and you have the ability to lend a hand, that's a beautiful act of kindness. But there is a world of difference between helping someone get back on their feet, and letting them pull you down into the pit with them. In later life, your financial security is more important than ever. You've worked for decades to earn, save, and plan. You've sacrificed, made wise choices, and endured your share of hardships. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of that labor without feeling pressured to give it all away just to keep certain people in your life. Because the truth is, those who only stay for your money were never real friends or genuine family to begin with. And here's the hard reality. People who misuse your generosity almost never stop on their own. They will keep taking, again and again, as long as you keep giving. That means the responsibility falls on you to put an end to it. You have to recognize when someone is taking advantage, and you have to find the courage to say, enough. Some people will try to make you feel guilty for doing that. They'll say you've changed, that you're cold, that you don't care anymore. But don't fall for it. What they really mean is, they don't like losing the ability to manipulate you. They don't like that you're finally protecting yourself. Because here's the truth. Real love doesn't take advantage. Real friendship doesn't depend on money. And the people who truly care about you, the ones who are in your life because of who you are, not what you have, will never make you feel as though your worth is tied to your wallet. They'll love you whether you give them $1 or not a single cent. So be careful, be wise, help when it's right, but don't let anyone turn your kindness into a weakness. At this stage of life, you don't need people who see you as a walking bank account. You need people who see you as a person. Those are the only ones worth keeping close. Family, they say, is one of life's greatest blessings. The people who stand by you through thick and thin. Who offer love, support, and companionship. But let's be honest, not every family member brings peace into your life. Some bring nothing but stress, guilt, and manipulation. And as you grow older, you have to be especially cautious about these kinds of people. Because if you're not paying attention, they can drain you emotionally, mentally, and even financially. Manipulative relatives are often the hardest to distance yourself from because they use your love against you. They know you care, they know you have a generous heart, and they exploit it. They play on your emotions, making you feel as though you owe them, that it's your responsibility to always say, yes. And the moment you push back, the moment you try to set a boundary, they flip the script. Suddenly, you're the one being selfish. They know exactly what to say to stir up guilt. After everything I've done for you, or, you're the only one I can count on. Is this how you treat family? If guilt doesn't work, they'll turn to the past, reminding you of old favors or twisting memories to make it seem as though you're in their debt. Before you know it, the conversation is completely upside down, and somehow you're the one apologizing, even when you've done absolutely nothing wrong. But here's the truth. Love should never feel like a trap. Family should not make you feel obligated to do things that harm your well-being. Yes, we love our family. Yes, we want to be there for them. But love is not control. And anyone who makes you feel guilty for protecting your peace is not acting out of love. They're acting out of selfishness. Manipulators don't just want help. They want control. They want to make sure they can always get what they want from you, whether it's money, time, or emotional energy, no matter what it costs you. They don't stop to consider how it affects you. They don't ask if you have the resources, the energy, or even the desire to help. They simply expect you to say, yes. And when you don't, they turn cold. You might be thinking, but they're my family, shouldn't I do everything I can for them? And here's my answer. You can love someone without letting them take advantage of you. You can care deeply without allowing them to manipulate you. Love should be offered freely, not demanded. Not used as a weapon for control. Real family won't force you to choose between your well-being and their happiness. Real family wants what's best for you, not just what's convenient for them. And if someone, no matter how closely related, only shows up when they need something, if they make you feel guilty for standing up for yourself, then they're not treating you like family. They're treating you like a resource. So, what should you do? You set boundaries. You decide what you're willing to give, and you stick to it. When they try to guilt you, when they try to push you back into that place of endless obligation, remind yourself, your peace matters too. Because manipulators don't change just because you keep giving in. They change when they realize they can't control you anymore. And if that means they get upset, if that means they pull away for a while, so be it. The people who truly love you will respect your boundaries. The ones who only wanted to use you, they'll disappear when the benefits stop. And that tells you everything you need to know. There's something about growing older that makes peace more precious than ever. You no longer have the patience for unnecessary drama, pointless conflicts, or people who contribute nothing but chaos to your life. We just talked about protecting your peace from manipulative people. Those who take more than they give, but there's another kind of person who can be just as toxic. Even if their harm comes wrapped in whispers instead of demands. The gossip spreaders. You know the ones. They always have something to say about everyone else's life, yet rarely take a hard look at their own. They thrive on other people's business like it's their lifeline. There's always a fresh story, always a rumor, always some inside information about what's going on in someone else's home, marriage, or private affairs, and they absolutely love talking about it. They'll sit down next to you, lower their voice to a conspiratorial whisper, and say, "Did you hear about so and so?" Before you can even answer, they've launched into a full-blown report, as if spilling the details was their personal job. At first, it might seem harmless. It might even feel a little entertaining. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If someone is gossiping to you, they're gossiping about you. The same person who leans in to share someone else's secrets will walk out of the room and share yours with someone else, often before the day is over. And the worst part? Half the time, the stories aren't even accurate. Because gossip isn't about truth. It's about drama, stirring the pot, keeping the air thick with tension, distracting everyone from what really matters. The real danger is this: spending time with gossipers changes you. You might think you're just listening, just letting them talk, but little by little, that negativity seeps into your heart. You start looking at people differently. You start assuming the worst, judging before you know the facts. And before you realize it, you've become part of the very cycle you once thought you were simply observing, spreading the same negativity you were only listening to. Gossip doesn't just hurt the person being talked about, it hurts the person who spreads it. It erodes trust. It poisons relationships. It shifts your focus from your own life to everyone else's problems. And the older you get, the more you realize that is not a road worth traveling. Because every moment you spend picking apart someone else's life is a moment you lose from living your own. And here's something else to think about. People who gossip are rarely happy people. Have you ever met someone who is joyful, peaceful, and content, yet spends their time dissecting other people's affairs? No, because people who are at peace with themselves have no need to meddle. They don't need to tear others down to feel good. They don't need to spread rumors to feel important. Those who spend their days gossiping are often running from their own emptiness. So, what can you do? You distance yourself. You don't sit quietly and nod while someone tears down another person. You don't encourage the whispers, the secrets, the "you didn't hear this from me" stories. If someone comes to you with gossip, you shut it down gently but firmly. "I'm not interested. That's not my business. Let's talk about something positive." You'll be amazed how quickly they change the subject or move on to someone else. Because here's the truth. Your time is too valuable to waste on other people's nonsense. Your peace is too precious to let it be disturbed by drama that has nothing to do with you. Surround yourself with people who bring joy, who encourage you, who build you up instead of tearing others down. Because in the end, the conversations you entertain will shape the life you live. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend my days in peace, not drowning in pointless chatter. And as you get older, You start to see people more clearly. When you're young, it's easy to believe that every smile is genuine, that every person who enters your life has good intentions. But time has a way of revealing the truth. One of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn is that some people are only around when they need something. They appear when it benefits them, but vanish the moment you need them. You know exactly who I'm talking about. When they need money, they call. When they need advice, they come to you. When they need a favor, they act as if you're the most important person in their world. But when life is going well for them, silence, no calls, no visits, not even a casual, "How are you?" You could be struggling, hurting, going through one of the toughest seasons of your life, and they wouldn't notice. Why? Because they were never truly there for you. They were there for what you could give them. What makes these people so dangerous is that they don't always show their true colors right away. They know how to make you feel needed, how to make you feel important. And when you care about someone, you don't always see the signs immediately. You tell yourself, maybe they're just busy, maybe they're going through something, maybe next time they'll be there for me. But next time never comes. Eventually, you start to realize this relationship isn't balanced. It isn't mutual. You're always the giver, and they're always the taker. You're the one who shows up, who listens, who helps, who supports, and all they do is take what they need, then disappear. And the moment you ask for anything in return, suddenly, they're too busy. Suddenly, there's an excuse. Suddenly, they can't be bothered. Here's the truth. Real relationships don't work that way. Real friendships, real love, real connections are built on mutual care, not one-sided convenience. If someone only values you when they need something from you, they don't truly value you at all. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you free yourself from people who don't deserve your time. Because life is too short to keep people around who don't really care. As the years go by, you realize that time is the most valuable thing you have. You don't want to waste it chasing after people who wouldn't even cross the street for you. You don't want to pour your energy into relationships that leave you feeling used and unappreciated. You deserve better than that. And yes, walking away isn't always easy. Some of these people might be family. Some might be friends you've known for decades. But relationships should never be built on guilt or obligation. They should be built on love, respect, and genuine connection. If someone only comes around when they need something, then they were never really there in the first place. So, here's what you do. You stop making. You stop making yourself available to people who are never there for you. You stop answering every call from someone who only reaches out when they want something. You stop bending over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. And instead, you start focusing on the ones who truly care, the ones who check in on you for no reason. The ones who are there when you need them. The ones who love you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. Because at the end of the day, life is too precious to waste on people who only see you as a convenience. Surround yourself with those who see you as a person, a friend, a family member, not just as a resource. Those are the relationships that truly matter. One of the hardest things about getting older isn't the wrinkles, the aches, or even the slowing down. It's the way some people start treating you differently. Suddenly, the same people who once valued your opinion, your experiences, and your wisdom begin to overlook you. They act as if your age makes you invisible, as if your years of living somehow make you less relevant. These are the age dismissers, the ones who believe that just because you're older, you no longer have something to offer. And let me tell you, these are exactly the kinds of people you need to keep out of your life. The world has a strange way of measuring value. When you're young, people pay attention to you. They listen to what you say. They seek your advice. They respect your presence. But as the years go by, you start noticing that some people don't see you the same way anymore. You could be in the middle of sharing a thought in conversation, and suddenly someone interrupts you, as if you weren't even speaking. You could walk into a room and instead of being acknowledged, you're looked past, as if you don't matter. And if you're not careful, you might start believing them. That's the real danger of being around people who dismiss you. They can make you doubt yourself. They can make you feel like your time has passed, like you're just here taking up space, like you should step aside and let the world move on without you. And if you let them, they'll drain the life right out of you. But hear me when I say this, your life still has value. Your experiences still matter. Your wisdom is still needed. The moment you start believing otherwise is the moment you let the wrong people define you. Age isn't something to be ashamed of, it's something to be proud of. It means you've lived. It means you've seen things, learned things, survived things that others haven't. It means you carry a kind of knowledge that only time can teach. And anyone who tries to dismiss you because of that is someone who doesn't understand the true meaning of wisdom. Think about it. Where would the world be without the knowledge of those who came before? Every piece of progress, every breakthrough, every bit of wisdom that shapes the world today came from someone who lived long enough to pass it down. And yet, we live in a time where youth is glorified and age is ignored. Experience is overlooked in favor of whatever is new. People assume that if you're not keeping up with the latest trends, you have nothing left to contribute. But let me tell you something. Wisdom isn't found in what's trending, it's found in what lasts. If there's one thing you've gained over the years, it's an understanding of what truly matters. You've seen the rise and fall of ideas, the passing of time, the cycles of life. You've learned what's important and what isn't. And that kind of wisdom is something the world needs more of, not less. So don't waste your time around people who make you feel small. Don't surround yourself with those who act like you don't have a voice. If someone dismisses you, if someone treats you like you're irrelevant, walk away. Let them go. Because the truth is, the right people will always see your worth. They will respect your experiences, seek your advice, value your presence. Those are the people you want around you. Those are the ones who deserve your time. You still have life to live. You still have things to offer. And as long as you're breathing, as long as you are here, your presence matters. Don't ever let anyone make you feel otherwise. Life is too short to waste on the wrong people. As we grow older, we realize that peace, respect, and genuine love are far more valuable than pleasing those who drain us. We must protect our time, our hearts, and our energy from financial leeches, manipulators, gossip spreaders, and those who only come around when they need something. We must distance ourselves from the ones who dismiss us, who make us feel invisible, who fail to recognize the wisdom that age brings. Because the truth is, we are still here, we still matter, and we deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift us, not those who use or diminish us. Choose wisely who you allow into your life. The right people will bring joy, purpose, and meaning to your days. And at this stage of life, nothing is more important than that.